In the rugged expanse of the outer frontier, where humanity's reach teetered on the edge of the unknown, the settlement of Esperanza stood as a testament to human resilience and desperation. The settlement was a ragtag collection of hastily assembled prefabricated structures, nestled within the barren landscape of New Terra, a planet far removed from Earth's comforting embrace. Here, the air was thin, the ground unyielding, and the nights were filled with whispers of danger. Jonas Griggs, a grizzled old-timer with a past as murky as the nebulae that dotted the sky, had been sent to this forsaken world as part of an experiment. Criminals, outcasts, those deemed unworthy of Earth's society, were offered a choice: rot in a cell, or forge a new life on the fringes of space. Redemption or damnation, survival or death, it was a gamble with the highest of stakes. Jonas had chosen this harsh life, not for redemption, but for the chance to breathe free air again, even if it was on a hostile planet. His days were spent constructing shelters, tending to the meager crops, and fortifying the settlement against the ever-present threat of alien raiders and human pirates. These outlaws were relentless, seeing the fledgling colony as easy prey. The settlement's leader, a stern woman named Captain Reyes, had been a former Marine. She ran Esperanza with an iron fist and an unyielding sense of duty. Under her command, the settlers were transforming from a collection of misfits into a community bound by necessity. Jonas respected her, even if he chafed under her strict rules. It was on a cold, starless night when the alarm sounded, a piercing wail that jolted the colony awake. Raiders! The word spread like wildfire, and every able-bodied person grabbed a weapon and rushed to the perimeter. Jonas, armed with a battered plasma rifle, took his position on the makeshift barricade. His eyes scanned the darkness, searching for the first sign of movement. "They're coming!" someone shouted, and the night erupted in chaos. The raiders came in fast and hard, their hovercraft skimming over the rocky terrain. Jonas fired into the darkness, his shots illuminated by the eerie glow of plasma bolts. Explosions rocked the ground as the settlers fought back with everything they had. The air was thick with the acrid smell of burning metal and the cries of the wounded. In the midst of the battle, Jonas spotted a young boy, no more than 10, cowering behind a crate. The child's eyes were wide with fear, his small hands clutching a makeshift spear. Jonas's heart clenched. No child should face such terror. "Get to cover!" Jonas yelled, but the boy was frozen in place. With a growl of frustration, Jonas abandoned his position and sprinted towards the boy. Plasma bolts whizzed past and the ground shook with the force of nearby blasts. He reached the boy and scooped him up, shielding him with his own body as he made his way back to safety. A raider appeared in their path, a hulking figure clad in scavenged armor. Jonas fired, but the raider's shield absorbed the shot. The raider raised a blaster, aiming for the boy. Without thinking, Jonas threw himself at the raider, knocking the weapon aside. They grappled, a brutal struggle for survival. Jonas felt the sting of a blade across his side, but ignored the pain. With a final, desperate effort, Jonas managed to disarm the raider and deliver a fatal blow. The raider crumpled and Jonas staggered back, clutching his wound. The boy was safe, but the battle still raged. "Go!" Jonas urged the boy, pointing towards a bunker. "Get inside!" The boy nodded, tears streaming down his face, and ran. Jonas watched until he was sure the boy was safe, before turning back to the fight. His vision blurred, and he knew he wouldn't last much longer. But he had to keep fighting, had to protect what little hope they had. As dawn broke over the shattered settlement, the raiders retreated, leaving behind a scene of devastation. Bodies lay scattered, and the survivors moved among them, tending to the wounded and mourning the dead. Jonas collapsed against the barricade, his strength finally spent. Captain Reyes found him there, her stern expression softening as she knelt beside him. "You did good, old man," she said quietly. Jonas managed a weak smile. "Just doing my part," he rasped. As the life faded from his eyes, Jonas felt a strange sense of peace. He had found something in this desolate place, something worth fighting for. And in his final moments, he knew that perhaps, just perhaps, he had found a measure of redemption. Esperanza would endure, a beacon of hope on the edge of the known universe, and Jonas Griggs' sacrifice would not be forgotten.